valued viewers, I hope you're all doing very well. Today we're going to look at how the Falklands War could have gone differently for the British if they had had airborne early warning assets. First, I need to set the scene. Here is a list of British ships hit during the war over about 4 weeks. HMS Arrow, damaged by cannon fire. HMS Broadsword, damaged by cannon fire. Brilliant, damaged by cannon fire. And HMS Argonaut, damaged by rockets and cannon. That was from Creeper's original attack from his MB339 from Port Stanley or BAM Malvinas. RFA, Sir Bedivere, damaged by a glancing, non-exploding bomb. HMS Glasgow, damaged by unexploded bomb. In fact, 7 ships were hit by bombs that did not explode. One of them subsequently exploded, but the others didn't. And that's because the Argentinians dropped them so low that the fusing screws couldn't work themselves out all the way and they didn't fuse. Sir Antrim, damaged by unexploded bomb. RFA, that's Royal Fleet Auxiliary. Sir Galahad, damaged by unexploded bomb. RFA, Sir Lancelot, damaged by unexploded bomb. Broadsword, damaged by unexploded bomb. HMS Plymouth, damaged by 4 unexploded bombs. Then, HMS Alacrity, damaged by exploding bombs. HMS Glamorgan, damaged by exploding bombs. RFA for Sir Tristram, damaged by exploding bombs. Amazingly, British Y, damaged by exploding bombs, dropped from a C-130 Hercules. Then, HMS Glamorgan hit again, damaged by Exocet missile fired from Port Stanley, one of their land-launched Exocets that were fired. HMS Antelope, mortally damaged and sunk by exploding bombs. HMS Ardent, most of these we've covered on reenactments, I'm sure you know. Mortally damaged and sunk by bombs. Coventry, of course, sunk by bombs. We did that just the other week. RFA Sir Galahad, we did this one a few weeks ago. Mortally damaged and sunk by bombs. HMS Fearless, mortally damaged and sunk by bombs. Then we've got HMS Sheffield. We did that one a few months ago. Mortally damaged and sunk by Exocet missile. Atlantic Conveyor, damaged and sunk by 2 Exocet missiles. Total, 7 ships sunk, an additional 15 damaged, and that's not to mention the near misses, many near misses with bombs, and of course the fated Exocet fired at HMS Invincible aircraft carrier near miss. It's predicted as well that if all of the bombs that should have exploded did explode, another 5 ships could have been sunk. That would have been 12 warships sunk. Absolutely unbelievable. By essentially 1950s technology, most of it. Every one of these attacks was blamed on Britain's lack of AEW aircraft during the conflict. With the British relying on ship radars, the Argentine aircraft could use terrain masking and get within a few miles of the ship before being targeted. By that time, many of the times, it was too late to defend. The Royal Navy did have AEW aircraft in the form of the Fairey Gannet AEW-2 until they were put out of service in 1978, so 4 years before, during savage budget cuts which forced the scrapping of all large aircraft carriers and the scrapping or transfer of their air wings. We had a maximum of 44 Gannets in all. Each could detect a fighter at around 50 miles. Although unimpressive compared to the US Navy's E-2 Hawkeye, with the strategic placing of a section of Gannets during the conflict, all incursions could have been detected and Sea Harriers vectored to efficient intercepts before any of the attackers had even reached the islands. Essentially, all ship losses could have been stopped. During 1982, interestingly, RAF Shackleton AE-2 aircraft were available, but they needed to operate from land bases, of course, the closest being thousands of miles away. Finally, Westland should be admired for reacting after war broke out by creating and rushing into service a new AEW aircraft within, amazingly, just 7 weeks, depending how you measure it. A task which would usually take over 2 years. 2 Sea King HAS-2s were modified with the addition of a modified Thorn EMI Searchwater radar attached to the fuselages. They were effective, but cruelly, these aircraft arrived with the fleet 2 weeks after the last Argentine attack. So guys, today we're going to do a test. We're going to run, this is going to be a fictional Argentine attack on British assets during the war without AEW, and then we're going to run exactly the same thing again, but this time the British are going to borrow one American E2 Hawkeye and see how different it would be. So guys, let's see what's going on. We are going to start from Rio Gallegos here. We're going to fly hundreds of miles as we always have to, but we'll get plenty of time to chat and catch up and see what our babies are up to and stuff. We're going to refuel 150 miles off the island. We're going to dive down, same as the previous mission we did when we attacked Coventry. We're going to dive down and follow this dotted line here. This dotted line represents the lowest points in the terrain that will allow us to hide from the ship radars as long as we keep low. Okay, guys? So follow the dotted line. Then we're going to strike in the Sound here. We deviate from history here because we're going to be attacking Atlantic Conveyor here. Atlantic Conveyor was actually destroyed up here before she entered the Sound by 2 Exocet missiles, but this is alternate reality. So we're going to try and take her out. She is an auxiliary vessel converted to carry Harriers, helicopters and other vital supplies. I'm sure we'll talk about it along the way. She's protected by various assets which have her in their missile range, so it's not going to be a milk run. They will be heavily defended, guys. Get to the end of the line, guys, at which point you're going to get into radar contact, then maximum speed to the conveyor, isolate her, drop bombs on her, and then get out as best you can. Now, there will be other vessels around as there were in real life, pickets north, pickets south, various other ships in the Sound, and there will be cap. There was almost always at least 2 Harriers airborne and on station, despite the fact that most of the time the carrier had to, or the carriers, 2 of them, had to operate 160 miles away for their own safety due to the Exocet threat. But we managed to keep 2 airborne. We're going to have 2 pairs at this point. 1 Station A, 1 Station B here. Each station will have 2 Harriers as per real life. AV-8Bs playing Sea Harriers, and they'll have AIM 9 Lemurs 2 times as per real life, and cannon. Now, this is the important bit, guys. On the first run we do, there will be no AWACS, okay? So it'll be as per real life. There will just be the sensors on the ships. If the sensors on the ships see us at any point, guys, then what happens in DCS, as you know, is the Harriers will be vectored to the last position that we were spotted at. So it's very important that we never get spotted. Then we're going to run the simulation again, guys. We won't do the whole ferry again. We'll just start from here, respawn from here. This time they're going to have an AWACS. It's going to be 26,000 feet, and it's going to be a single borrowed E2D Hawkeye, which can see us, well, a long way away, basically. Can we hide from that Hawkeye, or is it going to see us and vector the Harriers in? Again, obviously, I haven't tried it, but we're going to see what the difference it would have made. That's it, guys. It's a pretty simple setup. I want to kind of prove this point, but if, in real life, we had these AEW, then we could, of course, operated the carriers right up to the island, which would have allowed Harriers to be on scene all the time. So not only would we have seen them coming, but we would have had many more Harriers in the air at once, which, of course, had notoriously limited endurance. Guys, welcome in, viewers. Today's pilots are Fire, Simba, Poosh, Mems, Dark, me, Cannibal. Hello, boys.
Morning.
Hello.
Morning.
Wow. Right, please, taxi to... Wow, that's bright. Just as the weather's good for May in Argentina. Let's taxi to the runway, please, and get ready. Viewers, I had to put this together in quite a quick time, so I haven't got a huge amount of talking points, but one I was thinking about. So in my alternate reality, I'm saying Nixon, not Nixon. Come on, guys, who was it? Reagan said, okay, guys, borrow an AWACS because obviously you need it. So they parked CV, a supercarrier, I don't know, let's say 100 miles to the north, out of the in-exclusion zone, but out of, you know, the chance of being hit by the Argentinians. And they flew a Hawkeye off every day, positioned it over the Sound, and relayed any early warning directly to the British. And the first thing I think, well, there'll be a problem with endurance. How much endurance does a Hawkeye have? I mean, does anyone know the answer to that, by the way? I don't.
About 5 or 6 hours.
Well, that's actually not too bad, because May, in Britain at least, is summer. Just about the middle of summer. But down here, because it's the other side of the world, it was the height of winter. And they're at a very low latitude. I think they're about 55, 56 degrees latitude south. There was only like 7 hours of daylight or something in these battles, and they scrambled to fit everything they could into the 7 hours. So most of the day, by the sounds of things, and a single Hawkeye, could patrol it. And that was the problem, of course, with the Harriers, that because the carrier group had to be 160 miles east, they had to spend most of their fuel and loiter time transiting to and from the islands. They didn't carry a huge amount of fuel. Their combat tanks were 100 gallons each. They could carry 300-gallon combat tanks, but that hadn't been trialled on the Sea Harrier for naval operations, which was a relatively new aircraft, and so it was considered too unsafe. So they had limited fuel. They would take off, fly 160 miles, have a loiter time of about 45 minutes, and that's it. They'd have to start heading back. In fact, many times chases had to be called off because they had run out of fuel. So I reiterate, with early warning, they could have positioned the carriers, well, pretty much put them in the Sound or just east of the island, had constant coverage by multiple flights, multiple pairs of Harriers. The outcome just from that would have been night and day, in my opinion. Punch it, let's go. Head 090.
Off we go.
Oh, big old crosswind, guys. That is tugging left. We're maxed out with fuel. Oh, I forgot to say our armament. We've got 4 Snake Eyes each, 4 500-pound retarded bombs, which was standard issue most of the time for the Skyhawks, and 2 large ferry tanks to give us enough fuel, and we still have to refuel along the way. The Fairy Gannet that we had as our AEW for the Navy just before the war had a range of about 50 miles for a fighter-sized target. Does anyone know what that would be for an early 1980s E2? Because I know the modern E2 is much bigger range than the early ones, but does anyone... I assumed about 150 miles for a fighter.
I would think so, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I think that's what it is in sea power, which is generally pretty accurate. So that, just imagine having that ability to look that far in the Falklands War. I mean, would have been absolutely... Sandy Woodward would have actually creamed his panties and demonetised. Look at that crab angle. Big old crosswind on today. And the weather was notoriously bad during this conflict. As I said, winter, low latitude, flat, lots of wind, lots of nastiness going on. A lot of the time, in fact, we were talking about British losses. Oh God, I'm going into one now. I always do, I can't help it. Talking about British losses, a lot of those British losses were mitigated not by the British defence but by the weather. Lucky to us, a lot of days, including the first day that we did the invasion, it was covered in cloud, and these are not all-weather fighters or not all-weather attackers per se, so they had to wait for clear weather. So we were lucky a lot of the time as well. If this was summer, Argentine summer, this would have been harder. The Argentines were helped by the fact that it was cloud sometimes, because they evaded the Sea Harriers many times by just going in cloud or under the cloud. Now remember, the Sea Harrier had an air-to-air radar, but it was not a pulse Doppler radar. It was replaced by a pulse Doppler radar in the version 2 of the Sea Harrier, but the version 1 had a non-pulse Doppler, a bit like the older Phantom. And so they can't look down. It was very difficult to find low-flying Argentine aircraft. A lot of it had to be eyeballed. That's an interesting story about the first engagement, the first air-to-air engagement of the war. A chap called Sharky Ward, who's quite a famous pilot. I suppose they're all quite famous from this war. Fighter pilot, big character, had a Sea Harrier FRS-1. He went in to attack a target which had been found on the ship's radars. It turned out to be a training aircraft, armed training aircraft. I think they called it a tutor, operating from Pebble Island, and got in a dogfight with it. Obviously the tutor couldn't, stand up against the Sea Harrier, but it was very difficult to hit, because of the asymmetric warfare. You know how hard it is being in a 500 knot jet and trying to shoot a 100 knot jet down. Everything happens so weird. As well as that, he kept diving into the cloud to evade him. In the end, one cannon strafe allowed him to get one 30mm shell through the canopy of the tutor, but it didn't knock it out. It went, and I think it went and landed after that. But then the SAS raided Pebble Island a week later and destroyed all of the aircraft there in a rather crazy raid. Speaking of SAS, and I will shut up in a minute, I just started reading about I love books. I started reading about the Iranian embassy siege in 1980 in London.
Yep.
Did you know that just a few months earlier, the Iranians sieged the US embassy in Tehran? You must be aware of that, right? In fact, we've done stuff on that before, haven't we? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck did a movie about it.
Yes, he did. Was it good?
Yeah, got the Academy Award.
What was it called? Maybe I better go and watch it if I haven't already. I'll probably just get a book then, to be honest. But yeah, interesting stuff, guys. Really interesting stuff. Anyway, great formation flying.
So what did you say the Hawkeye was operating off of?
I assume it can only operate from a supercarrier, right? Because it can't, at the time, it couldn't operate from an LHA, could it? I'm right, aren't I? I'm sure I'm right.
You're right.
Yeah.
So it would have had to be.
You couldn't operate one off of that.
So my best role play is that. I just realised you guys' fuel tanks aren't modelled for some reason. Mine are, but your guys' aren't. Must be a visual glitch.
I see
Yeah, 'cause I see
everybody.
them on
I
everybody
see
else.
everybody's.
So you see
Yeah,
everyone's
that's
fuel
good.
tanks and I don't.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, DCS, I believe. Let me see if I can see my own. I can see my own, but not yours. All right, it's just doing a thing, viewers. Just ignore it. So my guest roleplay is that America offered the services of their supercarrier, which sort of did actually happen in real life. I know it's very controversial, that is, but from the books I've read, they did happen. British did not accept. But let's say there was a halfway deal struck. The Americans would position a carrier 100 miles north of the islands. They would not engage in combat at all, but they offered the service of one E2 Hawkeye that took off every morning before it got light, did a 5 or 6 hour stint above the islands, and then returned home. And on proviso, it was protected by the Sea Harriers. That was my role play for today. It's fictitious, obviously, but yeah. Anyway, what do you want, Simba?
Well, I was going to say, for the viewers watching the video, the name of the Ben Affleck movie, they should put in the comments down below, thumbs up the video, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. That's the only way you'll find out that we're putting out new videos every day.
That's right, it overcomes the censorship. Well done, Simba, well remembered, and I don't know how you did all that while flying in formation, and the time is whatever the hell that says. Cool. Welcome back, viewers. The time is whatever the hell that is. We are 200 miles over the Atlantic. Fuel is whatever the hell that says, about 20%. Guys, it should be about 15 miles, but we've got to dive through the soup. So can we get that done? Oh, here go the boys. They're already going. Look. So by this time, we've burnt through our bags, our fuel tanks, exterior fuel tanks, and a lot of our interior fuel tanks. You know what would be a great plane, would have been a great plane in the 1970s, I mean this is a 1950s aircraft, isn't it? And it's got a turbojet, a J57. If it just had a turbo fan, I don't even mean a reheated turbo fan, because it's it's not meant to be a supersonic fighter. But if it had a turbo fan, like an F-18 engine without the afterburner, or an F-15 engine without the afterburner, it would be so much more efficient. And just fly better. It would have been such a, I don't know, a bit of a stupid thing to say really, but does anyone know where we're going, by the way? Because I don't. Has anyone seen the thing?
Yes, come left, heading of 035.
Roger, I'm going to make contact, guys.
Yep. Yeah, it looks like it's
Scene
coming
1-1,
towards us.
Pontiac 1, request rejoin.
It is now coming at us.
Now, I think they did this in radio silence in real life, viewers, so how you refuel from a tanker in radio silence. Oh, there, yeah, visual. It's a bit beyond me. Last time we did this as well, I put the tanker at 20-something thousand feet, which is a stupid thing. It probably would have been spotted by a radar. I believe they actually did it low down. So I've got to get my doodah on, get my podder out. Prodder out, sir. Guys, is it left first or right first? I forget.
I haven't called yet, so I'll let you call, and it should put the first one out for you.
Roger, noted. I actually see them both out, and maybe a DCSism, I'm not sure.
I don't see either of them out.
1-1, Pontiac 1,
Recontacting now.
rejoin.
Alright, cleared. Now, I don't know which hose it is, because they're both out for me, so
Left
I'm going to
hose.
guess left. Alright, guys. Alright, you guys, get on with white hose. Speed is not perfect, but it'll have to do. Where the hell's my podder? There's my podder. I see it. I'm going to prod you.
And no one likes a hard prod.
You got it at least by beginner.
Oh, we went right through it. Odd thing to happen. Are you sure I'm left, Simba?
Yeah. Yes.
Right
If
through
yours
it.
were going out right away, they might be.
Try that again.
I saw it come out whenever you called Fort Cap.
How was your one doing?
Yeah, something's up with your
Huh.
Cap. You don't have tanks like everyone else.
Alright. I've bugged my jet somehow, viewers, because I'm going through the thing and I've got a tank problem. Never mind, it happens because I'm backing off. I will find a way of bodging through this mission. Boys, you take my position on the tanker. In fact, I'll abort now.
Abort rejoin.
Yeah, I've corrupted the game somehow, viewers. I was messing around with F-47 before this, and I've probably messed something up. What I will do is I will essentially let the boys refuel, because I think they can. Then when they get to a certain point, I'll use one of the air respawns that we've got for the second part of the mission to sort of cheat our way in. That's the best I've got. Yeah, you guys start sucking. Gone sucking. Guys, I'm always breaking something, aren't I? That's a shame. I was really feeling like a good air to
Do you have any extra mods still installed?
I probably got something installed by accident, yeah. Just ignore it, we'll be fine. Sucking gas, boys are sucking gas. The problem is, viewers, we are very heavy, so we've got to fly, I describe as an awkward speed for this jet, and that's as fast as I can get the Hercules to go, so it's not an easy job for the boys. It's a case of repeatedly prodding that thing.
It's also struggling with engine spool time. It like under spools and over spools really easily.
Yeah, I mean, this is how they would have had to have done it in real life, so yeah, no one said it was easy, and they weren't notoriously good pilots as well.
You guys notice that when you put these things on orbit, they orbit in the shape of a jelly bean?
No? Nothing wrong with a good jelly bean.
There's new AI comm menus to where you can do tactical turns and shackling and other formations.
Roger. I haven't noticed that, but I have noticed the AI flying differently lately. I did a AI versus AI thing before I came on for you guys, and I noticed them operating very differently. I thought, oh, what's happening here? So yeah, they've obviously been doing stuff. Oh, well done, Simba Wimba. Sucked all this juice. You go over to my right side, please, Simba. Next guy, start sucking. Alright, boys, that would do. Leader, please take us 090. We're going to go and get to the islands next.
Breaking up and left and over the tanker.
Roger. I've got to do some tomfoolery because of my bad refueling. So I'll go there and then I'll respawn again and I'll meet back up with you. Welcome back, viewers. I had to get a new jet, but I've met up with the boys again, and they are sort of in a staggered formation. Guys, I'm going to start setting my stuff up. We're about 20 miles off the island. If my maths is right. I need that on. That on, I need 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 that off, I need that on, that on, I need that on, no I don't need that on, I need that on, on instrument roll, I need that on, I need that on, test firing guns. Alright, I'm set up and I've got too high, get down. Right, we are now in play, guys. If we go above the horizon, radar horizon, sorry, we're going to get spotted. I'm going to check the F10 map quickly. We're online. Fire's fallen back a bit, but he'll catch us up okay. What throttle state are you on, Dark?
Just back from full power.
Alright, give it another 10% off, another 5% off. I just want Fire to catch up. It's all. Guys, careful not to overshoot. We're at 400 knots. In fact, just maintain 400 knots, Dark. Right, I need to check the Harriers, make sure they've not been triggered already, because we've been popping up and down a bit. Harriers are not triggered. That's the good news. Oof. Even in my new jet, I've got tanks and you haven't. Weird. Alright, guys. Completion of Switchology Dark.
Good enough.
Right, well, your job now is to navigate us on that yellow line. Keep as low as you dare.
I can do.
Fly as sexy as you dare. Still no Sea Harriers. I'm trying to get the map set up so I can see everything. There we go. Let's talk about the attack. Once we get to the last bit of terrain masking, guys, we'll then go full power. We'll then try and find the ship, which will be the Atlantic Conveyor. It's the biggest ship out there. It's not defended apart from a couple of machine guns itself. Obviously, lay down bombs on your terms. Then immediately U-turn, get back west.
Yep, we need to come left, Dark.
Yeah, I am.
Simba, you have the permission to bollock him every time he goes up like that as well.
Now I'm wishing I had, like, Browning 22 rounds so I could just pepper him every time.
Pepper him every time. Yeah, it's, radar line of sight is modelled, as you know. Well, the weather wouldn't have looked as nice as this because I put it as summer because it looks nicer. It would have been dark, foggy, nasty in real life, but otherwise, it's an Argentine attack.
Well, about 410.
Roger. Alright. Right in the pipe, 5x5. Checking the map. Beautiful, Dark. Beautiful. Halfway. The closer we get, the lower we have to be. Due to geometry, obviously. It's right, isn't it? It's right, yeah.
Yep.
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 Uh-huh.
It's hard playing on flat screen. Never done this before.
Oh, you're on flat screen?
Yeah,
Well,
the headset is black, but I've got to wear it on my head so I can move my head because I don't have any eye tracking.
Right, so let me get this right, viewers. His VR's just packed up. He's got his VR set on his head, but he's not looking through it. He's looking at his flat screen instead, past the VR headset, trying to lead a flight on a very dangerous... Well, you just saw it there. On a very dangerous mission that needs maximum optical concentration.
We're fine. Come right. I'm just to the right of... Because I was behind Dark.
His dedication to kill the British is high.
I haven't gotten any spikes yet.
Nope, no RWR contact, so we're still free and clear right now.
Harrier, possible Harrier engagement from north, or they might just be on their leg heading south. It's hard to know. Hello, farm. You are a farm. Checking again.
Assuming you got eyes on me, Dark, or Cap?
Yes, and they are not... Oh, shit. And they are not attacking. They've just started turning. So, oh, nothing happened.
Okay, I'm definitely following Cap.
Reactions of a friggin' cat there.
The attention span of a goldfish.
F10 map, dangerous map, guys. Catching lead up again. That ridge, the ridge ahead on our right, may be the ridge that leads us into the sound. I'm going to try and check the map one more time. I bet that is. Pretty much, once we get over that ridge, conveyor is going to be someone over there. It's lead's job to make sure we're on that line on the right vector. If we do that, a conveyor should be pretty much in front of us, which is not an easy job. Right, remember when you get over that ridge, it's a great attack.
You want me to go through this little split?
Up to you, Simba.
We'll go over the ridge.
Whatever you think's best. I don't know from now on.
Alright, we'll go over the ridge.
Roger, following. As soon as you do, call out vector of conveyor. Once you see it, outspeed and altitude are your only friend at that point, as per real life. Seacat struggles to fire.
Full wet.
Go down. Full wet. Here we go. Any visual?
Yep.
Cat visual.
055.
Seacat locked. Running in for attack. Here we go, boys. Sea Harry has probably seen us. Gunfire. Oh, someone bombed the wrong ship. The rest of you, big ship. Go for the big ship, please. Alright, and... bombs away. Direct hits. More. Hits. More. Two bombs hit. 3 bombs hit. Right, get west and get the chuff out of there. Chop, chop, guys. And she's on fire. And she was full with thousands of gallons of aviation fuel.
I was a bit late, but I got a hit.
See you in hell. Anyone shot down? Oh, bollocks! Just as I said it. So, you could not script that, S. Where did I go down? Right, well, okay, I'm a watcher. Sea Harriers. Oh, finally attacking, diving down. Alright, guys, fast as you can west because they're coming for you. What about the other guys? Where are the other guys?
Time to get rid of these tanks.
Other guys aren't attacking for some reason, but the top guys are. Yes, get rid of those invisible tanks. Alright, Sea Harriers are looking for you with their radar that can't look down. Now, you're all back over the radar horizon, so will the Harriers pick you up? I don't know.
Dark, you need to come about 80 degrees right. Yep.
Sea Harriers, 11,000 feet searching for you. 480 knots, that's the sound. Is that the sound? Where's the ship we just bombed? There it is. I don't think they're going to find you. They're getting no more data from the ship radars. They're literally above you right now, they can't see you. That's pretty cool. No, they've seen you.
That lead one's. Yep.
He found you with his eyes. Mr. Ward is on you. He's only got 2 missiles, so the weaker of the gazelles are about to die. I'd honestly suggest
when the light comes on.
I would suggest you scatter at this point. The RGs, when they knew a Harrier was around, they would sort of scatter at 20 degrees left, 20 degrees right. He dropped his gun! Ah! He dropped his gun! What's the matter with this guy? Right, well, he's only got 2 Sidewinders now.
He's trying to make up that extra weight to catch him.
Yeah, well. One of you's got a guns kill opportunity. Whoever's manoeuvring. Guns, guns, guns. Wow, these Sea Harriers are stupid. Ah, come on, catch up, catch up, catch up, catch up, come on. Ah, he's outrun you.
Push, go defensive.
Oh, he's right in with you. This is why they should have been equipped with Sidewinders in real life, because they did actually have opportunities for Sidewinder kills. Oh, someone shot down.
Yep, got me.
Ah, damn it. Dark's down. Sea Harrier yo-yo. That's an opportunity for that guy. Go on, Mems. Go on, Mems. Save your buddies. I assume you've dropped your tanks. I can't see, obviously.
Yeah, I dropped them.
Ah, he's accelerating again.
Still faster, still faster.
He's accelerating. Well, it's funny how that happened, viewers. Did you see how the Harriers sort of merged in the middle of the trail rather than on the rear guy? That did happen several times in real life. And these guys here had an opportunity to kill the Sea Harriers because of that. But they weren't equipped with Sidewinders, and so obviously they never made a kill.
Oh!
Man down.
Yep.
3 left. 2 might escape. Mem still hunting a really, really stupid Sea Harrier.
It's the safest position.
You'd think his buddy, like, warned him. Not a very good buddy.
I mean, you'd think his buddy would drop those tanks and dive from 36,000 feet, because he would have all the altitude he needs to close.
Yeah. Well, you've got to make it to the edge of the islands, and at that point I'm saying the Sea Harriers would have run out of fuel. And it was frustrating for the Harriers because not only a lack of fuel, but lack of speed. Very fast accelerating. Very fast accelerating, but subsonic, they could only go about as fast as the Skyhawk. And not as fast as the Daggers and Mirages. Alright, it's gone up. Let me check. Cannonball, you may despawn. Fire, you got a little ways to go yet. Pretty bad Sea Harrier, to be honest, in my opinion. Fire, you may despawn, Mems. 2 more miles. Advise, leave the fight and you head west. I don't think we had flares in real life as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think we'd had the ALE flare launcher yet. We got from America. For the Shahs. Alright, that's you done. 3 escaped. And Atlantic Conveyor bombed. Welcome back, viewers. Second run. We've had to sit Dark out because he's had tech problems, as you saw. Simba's leading now. He should be able to stay a bit more low. That said, Dark, even though you were rising last time to like a few hundred feet, you still didn't get spotted. So it shows the weakness in those ship radars, which, as I keep saying, line of sight is model. Dark, as you can't fly at the moment, can you keep an eye on the Sea Harriers, please? Let us know what
I'd like to say I did get a hit on the ships at the end as well, so...
Roger. I counted at least 3 hits. I got 1 bomb, Dark got 1 bomb, another guy got 1 bomb, so...
I got 1. Yep.
Yeah,
I was 3rd.
That's more high explosive.
Went after a battleship.
Simba. Yeah, diversionary. That's more explosive than hit the real conveyor. And the conveyor was extremely important as well, viewers. Although the Sea Harriers and the Land Harriers had escaped, 4 of the 5 Chinooks, which were essential for the war battle, were destroyed. 5 or 6 Westland, what are they called? Bollocks. West Sixes went down. Thousands of gallons of aviation fuel went down. Hundreds of rounds of ammunition, mortars, all that good stuff went down. Sidewinders. So it was a real blow to the British. Right. I need to check on the map. I need to check those Harriers. They're already... You're supposed to tell me when they're on their way, and you didn't. But they are coming. This is not Dark's finest hour. Sea Harriers have already seen us, and we've not been going high, as you can see. You can see them coming.
Jeez, I wasn't even thinking to look yet.
No, well, yeah, 150 miles range, I guess. And what can we do to hide? It's at 26,000 feet, so it's up there. Simba, it's your job now to keep so effing low that somehow you break that line of sight. And I don't know how you're going to do it. So that's a you problem. Either way, I reckon we may be a bit screwed. And a big, ugly dogfight might happen.
Pretty high mountain.
Yeah, you do need a big high mountain for this. Right. Also, because we're so low, I can't get the bloody...
Yep, the other one seeing you now, you've got... one of them's vectored to the wrong spot, but the other 3 seem to be headed pretty
Interesting.
much straight ahead.
It must be having sporadic data coming back from the Hawkeye. You must see us and then not see us. Which means we're doing something right.
There's a couple of them that look like they might be headed to where you were before, and a couple vectored to where you're headed.
Roger. Alright, we might get lucky, guys. We've done this before. Simba, I would say you're off the hook as to the yellow line. Go where you think is going to be best. Optically is probably our best bet now, rather than following my preset line. It'll also allow you to stay a little bit, as low as we can. There's a bit of mountain here we can hide behind.
I don't know, they've got a couple that seem to be headed, cutting you off, and a couple that seem to be headed straight at you.
I've got a couple of flares out.
Oh, that'll help them not see you.
Alright, we've reached land finally.
Looks like they just got an updated position, because they're all...
Simba wep now, it's our only chance, low and fast. Remember, we got some people out last time, we can get some people in. Alright, I'm right on Simba's jet pipe now, checking the map. Too ugly.
Yeah, Pooch, that might be a good idea.
Yeah, deflect them.
No, I think you guys are deflecting them for Pooch.
That's bad news. Well, maybe we'll get one man there.
Yeah, you got one off your nose.
Yeah, but look how slow and sexy we're flying. You ain't never seen someone with as many loads as me. Missile went straight past our cockpit on the right. Just ignore it.
He's right above you, flaring.
It never happened.
Oh, he's coming across my nose.
Visual. Starboard high.
2 that are merged and turning onto your 6.
Anyone know how many flares we've got?
60.
30.
Oh, sweet.
30.
Use them.
Yeah, sorry.
30.
I'm protecting Simba with flares. Watch out for the G on this turn.
Well, they're lining up the attack runs.
We're going over a mountain. We probably have no idea where we're going now. We're just doing our best to escape and survive.
Can help to vector.
Slats out. Gosh. I just bounced off the grass, which was notoriously spongy, so maybe I could survive it. You're going to have to start vectoring a start.
Right. MEMS is headed the right direction. Fire Dad's roughly headed the right direction. Some uncap need to come right some, but you've got you don't tell me how to drive my jet. I tell me how to drive my jet.
What am I saying?
You guys might be better off getting into a dogfight.
I don't want to.
You've got 2 of them. You've got 3 of them with you.
Poosh, you are clear.
Yeah, Poosh, like I said, he had the right idea here.
Yep, I see some cons up to my 3 o'clock.
I'm with the E2 Hawkeye. Shoot it down.
Yeah, that might be your best bet. Uh-oh, Poosh. You got a shooter now.
I want to look behind me, but I effing dare. Oh my god, there's a missile coming down just as I said it. Unbelievable. Oh, yeah, that didn't work so good, right? Right, Simba has 3 on him. Poosh has 1 on him. Fire, you're the only man that made it through.
No, he didn't. He's got one that just vectored to him.
Huh. Poosh is down. Poosh, the missile missed. How about that? America's legendary AIM-9 Lima.
Shoot him down.
I was flaring like crazy.
He's out of ammo. Simba's just been shot down. Right. Yeah, somehow. Yes, well, that's how. You've beaten both his missiles and he's given up because the AI dumped their own effing gun, which is kind of annoying. So Fire, you got 1 coming towards you. Poosh, you got 1 coming towards you that still has missiles.
Oh, I had a missile just go past me.
Ooh. He's out of ammo.
You're clear now. He's out of ammo.
He's out of ammo. Ladies and gentlemen, a passive version of the Royal Navy. Oh, this is jolly exciting, guys. Can't tell me it's not exciting, right?
And then there was 1.
Oh, pushy, baby. There really is 1. You can do it!
And then there was none.
Ah, we tried. I mean, it's all kind of obvious, right? On one version, they could see you. On one version, they couldn't see you. And this is on easy mode. Because like I said, if we really had an E2 Hawkeye, I would put it out here, 50 miles west, so that they couldn't even get near the island to start hiding, right? I think that's a really good proof of concept of what could have happened with AEW. Anything to add?
Well, if you're going to put it off to that side of the island, wouldn't they put those sidewinders on their jets and have them try and get to it?
I'm sure they would, yeah. And we'd have to react by having our carrier group move west and put Sea Harriers.
Put the Harriers at San Carlos.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something I think they were thinking about. I know they did it towards the end of the war, didn't they?
Yes, they did. We would have to completely change our game plan of where our assets were stationed and what their job to do was. We'd have to be intercepting Mirage 3s that would come and shoot our AWACS down hundreds of miles out to the west. It would be a complete push west, wouldn't it, guys?
Be interesting to try.
There's your next video, guys. All right. Very good. All right. Well tried. I hope you enjoyed that, and bye-bye.